Let's go to Geneva and speak to Gunilla von Hall, foreign correspondent for Sweden's major newspaper, Svenska Dagbladet. Gunilla, always a pleasure to have you on. Just to expand a bit on what Lavrov was saying in that news conference, because this is probably critical. He says when it comes to signing something with Ukraine, the issue of legitimacy of the Ukrainian representative will have to be resolved. That means, doesn't it, that Vladimir Putin will not sign anything that Volodymyr Zelensky has to sign because he believes that Volodymyr Zelensky is an illegitimate leader?
That's exactly it. And that's what he's been saying, and Russia has been saying for a while now in Kremlin, that he is not legitimate. There had been no election. And from Ukraine's point of view, there is impossible to hold an election while there is a war going on. But this is an argument that now Lavrov and Kremlin is using, that we cannot negotiate with him because he is not legitimate. He's not a legitimate leader. Well, in a way, it also looks like they're playing for time, and it doesn't seem today like the Russians and Putin, Lavrov, and so forth are very interested in getting a peace deal. It more looks like they just want to have more time and continue the war.
Gunilla, why are the Russians so upset at Kiev's European allies? Because surely they understand they're the ones, the Russians, who have been talking about the threat that they feel coming from NATO, most of which is Europe. So the Europeans have to be involved. How do the Russians not see that?
Yes, but for Russia, it is so sensitive. The main issue is that no NATO close to Russia and no Ukraine in NATO. And now there are discussions about security guarantees, meaning European countries could be on the ground in Ukraine. And for Russia, for Putin, that means NATO troops on the ground. And this is an absolute red line for Russia. They will not accept this. And then the question is, who is going to give the security guarantees?
Gunilla, as a Swede, the issue of Article 5, it means, of course, let's just explain to the viewer, if you're a member of NATO and you're attacked, it means that all the other member states consider an attack against themselves. And Sweden is the newest member of NATO. Surely there must be some concerns in Stockholm. We've just joined the world's biggest military alliance, and now there's a chance that we might go to war with Russia, because Article 5, if it's to be a full kind of security guarantee that NATO provides, that might be going a bit too far for most NATO members.
Yeah, you're right. Sweden and Finland are the newest members, and this is really quite a worrying situation. In Sweden, there's a lot of discussion now. Yes, we want to give security guarantees, but are Swedish soldiers ready to be on the ground in Ukraine? And how are we, in that case, going to react if Russia attacks? This is not clear. Or if Russia is going to send a missile into Ukraine, what is Sweden and other countries there going to do? So there is a lot of concern. They want to help, they want to give security guarantees, but it's a lot of insecurity because it's not clear what are we expected to do, and then how is Russia going to react?
Gunilla, thank you so much for the contribution. Really appreciate it.